In my time of editing these YouTube videos, I like to play Planet Coaster, and it is a masterpiece. To put it simply, Planet Coaster is a theme park management game where you, well, manage a theme park. It's almost flawless, but that's my point. Almost. So with Planet Coaster 2 potentially on the horizon, I'm here today, on my chair, to list the top 10 things that I'd like to see in Planet Coaster 2, if there is one, obviously. This isn't going to be ranked. Instead, I'm just numbering these as my points so you don't get confused. And before I go any further, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Starting off with a feature which shouldn't be missing is turntables. With modern coasters using them a lot more, with the standout being recently opening Voltron Avira, which I really want to ride, I think that it would be a useful change instead of having to glitch the game or install mods. For transfer switch tracks and maintenance bays, I think that would have made a good addition as it would have added a bit more realism, and it could be another way of using more trains without needing a longer station. Another cool use could be if ride carts broke down randomly, then they could use the maintenance bay to repair them. A cause of carts needing fixing, and just to add a bit more of a challenge, would be the addition of weather changes. Possibly certain rides will need to be closed because of random weather, such as thunderstorms or heavy rain, forcing the player to build rides that don't need electricity or that are indoors. I got this idea because I live in a little place called Britain, which, in case you are unaware, is known for its absolutely terrible weather. No, genuinely, I was going on the Smiler for the first time quite recently, and the second I was about to get on, it closed into a quote-unquote electrical storm. I know, absolutely shocking. So this point is close to home. Literally. Something we don't experience in Britain is sunlight going through walls, which sadly Planet Coaster does. It's such a little detail but such a big impact on builds, especially ones that have indoor queue lines or beginning sections on the coaster itself. It makes walls feel thin and less realistic, and they know how to do it because it's on the terrain. It just needs to be put on builds too. Something else which is slightly less needed but would still be a welcome change is the option to start with natural looking terrain. It will make the game feel more challenging to find a good space to build. It'd also make it look more realistic, especially if they added realistic water as well. Currently the water feels a bit basic, so with this you can make streams, rivers, waterfalls, or even my next point, water parks. To be honest, there are unlimited opportunities with adding water parks, like making river rapids, pools with small waves using a sequencer, and most importantly, all sorts of slides. You could have ones that are normal, ones that have the floor disappear on them, ones with loop-de-loops, or even ones in an inflatable donut. All of these will be made possible with the help of realistic water. From relaxation to risks, we have random challenges that come with parks. A few examples would be the Alton Tower's height limit, or a lack of space that you give them. Both would force the player to be more creative and strategic with what they build. A few examples would be how the Smiler had to jumble all of its track into one area, and how Oblivion with its menacing drop into, well, Oblivion. It could be an option in the normal mode, or it can be its own. Either way, they'll both work and would be welcome to show up in it. From adding new things to improving the old, with the problem that the game had when it was first released being that almost everything came out on its release day. Everything else was either small or had to be paid for, so what they should do this time around is slowly release things for its first few weeks to keep people playing. If it gets received well, then they should keep on going, and if it doesn't, then they should make that last one their biggest, possibly with a new coaster model. Keeping with the theme of new things, taking advantage of the new consoles having more memory, we could have extended map sizes or bigger save counts. With this game having so many possibilities, it needs to have more space to do that. With an extended map size, we can see ungodly heights on coasters. What we saying, like 1,000 billion feet tall? And with an extended save count, you could have many more islands to build, manage and experiment on. With doing this, it'd have to be exclusive to newer consoles, but it'd be a risk worth taking. A less likely idea, but still a good one, is to be able to merge other Planet games with Planet Coaster. Well, it's not that far-fetched given that Chessington exists. It could be if you own both games, then you could use things from the other game in Planet Coaster. Or another way it could work is if you own both games, then you have to pay to combine them. It could be a way to expand their community as well, with people that play Planet Coaster to go and play Planet Zoo, or people that play Planet Zoo to go and play Planet Coaster. It would be an amazing addition, and would help their game drastically. Something I don't hear lots of people talk about is that currently the only real-life rides in Planet Coaster are Copperhead, Strike and Steel Vengeance, and I find that so underwhelming. So what I'd love to see is the addition of more real-life rides from across the globe, and not only just from America, so it'd appeal to more people and places. An example would be the Smiler, because it holds the world record for the most inversions, and its Beyond Disturbing theme. It's known across the world. Now on to number 10. Personally, I think that the biggest issue of Planet Coaster is the non-inclusion of multiplayer. That is completely coincidental, it's the last thing that I cover, and it's my biggest point. Multiplayer would have made a great addition to Planet Coaster, because you could have played with friends and family, and you could have made the stupidest coasters, or teamwork on park management. Also, multiplayer is a lot cheaper, so then you won't have to buy 2 consoles, and have to buy the game on both consoles. It's just a lot better, and it's fun for the whole family. And that concludes my wish list for Planet Coaster 2. Obviously I couldn't fit in literally everything I want, because otherwise I'd add motorways and drivable cars. Wait, that's actually a great idea. Frontier, hire me. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, then please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, it's a bit late for this, but thank you so much for 22 subs. It's amazing to know that at least 20 people can cope with my voice for 5 minutes straight. Also, on a bonus note, I have now got a short that's got 2.3k views. What? I swear that happened in like a day, because last time I looked it had barely any views, like 30 at max. So that is incredible. Thank you so much for watching my content. I genuinely do appreciate it. And once again, thanks so much to BackRowBlitz for being so supportive. Go check his channel out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But for now, goodbye.